Hello everyone, welcome to Anime No Me, and thank you for joining us for another One Piece video. Monkey D. Garp is one of the most powerful sailors in the entirety of the Marines, possessing extremely powerful strength as well as a high level of Haki, which has allowed him to confront enemies possessing Devil Fruit on equal terms, if not better than. But after many years, Garp is no longer at his peak, and his strength is no longer quite what it used to be, which means he might not be able to take on as powerful of enemies as he used to, such as Yonko. But in the world of One Piece, there are these Devil Fruits that could make Garp an extremely powerful Marine again, allowing Garp to take on all the best opponents once again. So in today's video, we're going to talk about some fruits that would make Garp much more strong, and how he could use these fruits to his advantage, and in what ways they would strengthen him. But before we go fruit shopping with our favorite grandpa and Marine, if you're new to the channel or even if you've watched a bunch of our videos, we'd absolutely be honored if you'd leave us a like or even subscribe and maybe leave us a comment letting us know what you thought of the video. It really helps us out and motivates us to make more content, and if you'd like to help out the channel in a bigger way, consider sharing this video or your favorite with a friend. But without further ado, let's get into the video. So friends, Garp is considered a living legend among sailors, being one of the most powerful in history when he was in his prime, and he was famous for taking on Roger several times, since he was one of the only people that was able to fight the Pirate King to a standstill. Even Roger stated that he and Garp almost took each other's lives many times during their fights, and due to their incredible power and popularity, Garp was even offered the rank of Admiral several times throughout his life, but each time he refused the promotion. One proof of his immense brute strength was that together with Roger, he fought and defeated the Rock's Pirates, one of the strongest pirate crews in history, containing immensely powerful pirates that are still recognized to this day. Pirates such as Whitebeard, Big Mom, and Kaido, as well as Shiki the Golden Lion. And with this great feat, Garp earned the title of Hero of the Marines. Another example of his absolute power was when Garp defeated and almost took the life of Don Shinjao in the past with a single punch. At his peak, it was said that Garp possessed the ability to split a continent with just his head striking the ground. Now, even though Garp may not be as young and as strong as he was in his peak, Garp still has plenty of strength to take down targets. For instance, he was easily able to take down Marco the Phoenix with one punch, something that not even Admirals Kizaru or Akainu were able to do. Garp also has accolades and merits and influence great enough to make even the world nobles dare not get rid of him, even despite his rebellious personality and often disregarding many of their orders. So the fact that Garp could still take down individuals like Marco shows that he still possesses tremendous physical strength, enough to effortlessly overcome Devil Fruit users. And through his great strength, Garp is able to launch iron cannonballs pretty much like baseballs at higher speeds than if they were fired from a real cannon. Garp even has monstrous punching power at his disposal, and he's said to have smashed 8 mountains during his training to face Don Shinjao. Enhancing it with Haki, Garp could even smash Don Shinjao's Haki-enhanced drill head, which was powerful enough to split the jewel ice sheet. Now, the thing about Devil Fruits is that if a user gets the right one, it could very well improve their body's performance, and certain ones would be extremely advantageous for Garp. And one of these fruits would be the one that Jewelry Bonnie has, because this fruit doesn't necessarily have a name so far, but we know it is a Paramecia type. You see, this fruit allows the user to manipulate the aging process, allowing the user to transform him or herself into someone in an older or younger version of themselves, making the body regress or advance in time depending on the user's will. Through this fruit, Garp could keep his body youthful even though he might be very advanced in age, allowing him to pretty much stay in his prime forever because his body would be in perfect condition until he deactivated the power of his Devil Fruit. So Garp could choose the ideal body age he wished, managing to remain young and strong and powerful, and even the form he was at when he had the same level of strength when he faced Roger. Another benefit that has been shown for Bonnie to be using is the fact that he could easily disguise himself, as he'd be able to turn himself into an old man or a young man, just as Bonnie was shown when she was infiltrating Marijois. So this would be able to be a way that he could still advance even further his skills, where if he didn't want to go direct in, just fists ablaze, he could then use a little subterfuge and sneak in. The best part of this whole fruit idea is that even though the physical body changes, the mind and the cognitive abilities stay intact, as was shown by the Marines and Bonnie herself acting in the same way as normal. So really, no matter what age your body is, targets that might have been turned into small children still may have a tendency to cry. Those who are turned into elderly folks still have a harder time moving around. So even though their mind and memories remain remain intact, it doesn't save them from any of the effects of a certain age. Therefore, being, hormones or, different emotional states of a young child, or a body being worn out when one has advanced in age. It also seems that this ability can work on animals, and those who are effective have instinctive knowledge of what to do at a certain age. And this was shown in a fight with Douglas Bullet, where Bonnie distracted him by turning several eggs into a flock of birds that immediately knew how to fly. So as far as we've seen revealed, it seems that to activate this power, one has to either touch themselves or their target to then directly impact what age they're at. And we've seen that Bonnie has used this not only on objects like the eggs, but also people that she fought when she was in Marijois. So yet if someone were able to arrest your hands from touching each other, or at least touching your arm or another part of your body, it could make it impossible for one to change their form. And we saw that Teach was able to do this when he was able to hold Bonnie up and not allow her hands to touch. Now, another fruit that would match extremely well with Garp's fighting style is the current Magu or magma fruit, because it's one of the fruits with the greatest offensive power that we've ever seen in One Piece, and it would be an incredibly effective match for Garp's fighting style with his hands. The main characteristic that makes this devil fruit extremely powerful is the incredible ability of its user to produce magma from their body, allowing them to punch, kick, and use lava in various other ways. We've seen the intense heat of this produced magma can vaporize an iceberg instantly and boil seawater with great ease. So the power of this devil fruit is so incredible that the user can even pierce almost any physical object they wish, even other elements. In addition, because it is a Logia, the magma fruit would give Garp intangibility, so any projectiles or punches thrown at him would pass right through his body, unable to do any damage. And any enemy who chose to fight hand to hand with some part of their body would get savagely burned when they come into contact with the magma body of Garp, causing enemies who didn't possess Haki to lose their lives, if not at least a limb, just by trying to strike a blow at the magma fruit user. So if Garp possessed this fruit, the only way his enemy could ever reach him would be through armament Haki, something that a lot of pirates and even Marines currently possess. So this intangibility would only be effective for facing against weaker pirates, or at least to avoid taking damage from a projectile thrown in his direction. But even with Haki factored in, this would still be an incredibly effective tool in combat, giving Garp a great advantage in being able to stay in the confrontation longer with his opponent, and also allowing him to use this intangibility to his advantage in confronting an opponent. Another interesting characteristic about this devil fruit specifically is it seems to have the ability to produce much higher heat than other devil fruits that have a very similar characteristic. For example, take the animenomi. It's the flame fruit, but yet this magma burns many times hotter than even those flames. And there are only a very few that might be able to exceed the heat of the magma fruit. An example of an instant counter, of course, would be Marco's Phoenix flames that have healing abilities. When Akainu tried to use his magma against Marco, the Phoenix flames prevented Akainu from even being able to burn Marco's body, creating an exceptionally strong defense. It's also never been fully explained, but the Phoenix flames also seem to have the ability to overtake the flames of any opponent, nullifying, say, the flames of the animenomi, the flames of Prometheus, or even the intensity of the magma. This makes the Phoenix flames a power that could easily surpass the magma fruit defensively, but offensively, the magma fruit surpasses any fruit that has the ability to generate flames or heat, which could make Garp nearly unstoppable, just as Akainu is today. The magma fruit has been shown to be powerful enough to injure Emporio Ivankov and Jinbei with minimal effort, and it also almost tore off half of Whitebeard's face, being a very strong fruit that requires nearly no effort to be able to cause great damage to your opponent. So in Garp's hands, even if he were at even greater advanced stage, he could still defeat his enemies easily by using the magma in his fists, intensifying his punches even more. And Garp could quickly pierce his opponent's body because of his incredible strength combined with the magma powers. And unlike other devil fruits, the magma fruit doesn't appear to have any real weaknesses to other natural elements, being really able to fend off any other element, but it still could have weaknesses to mythical elements. As we've seen in the world of One Piece, there are mythical Zoans, and they have the ability to give the user powers that have never been seen before. And a good example is Marco, who we talked about, who had the Phoenix fruit, where his flames can nullify the effectiveness of the magma fruit's magma, which means that other mythical Zoan fruits could exist and have a similar characteristic. For instance, Yamato's fruit that enables Yamato to create something very similar to ice, but much more resistant and tough. Yamato has also been able to use their powers to create a layer of ice on their body to avoid any physical attack, and he can even let this ice out of his mouth to freeze his enemies or strengthen his weapon. So this power could could make it possible for Yamato to nullify the magma power of the fruit through his own ice power, cooling the magma completely, turning it into stone, making the fruit much less effective. But even these special techniques derive from mythical Zoan fruits. Even if they could completely stop the magma power of the fruit, if it was in Garp's hands, it really wouldn't be that big of a problem, because he still has an immensely powerful experience in fighting as well as using Haki. And of course, he really wouldn't be much different than he is right now, able to deliver powerful blows to his opponents, even though he doesn't have a devil fruit right now, showing that Garp, if he was given that extra tool, would have an even greater diversity of techniques to use during combat. Well, my friends, these are the fruits that we think would match Garp's fighting style the best, and there's several others that could match Garp's character, but if I mentioned them all in a video, we'd be here for quite a while. But right now, we'd love to know what you think about it. What devil fruit, in your opinion, matches Garp's fighting style? And for what reason would you give it to Garp? We'd love to see what you think, as well as some of the out-of-the-box thinking that I know exists out in our wonderful community. Let us know what you think in the comments below. So as we wrap up our video today, I want to thank you all so much for watching all the way up to the very end. Make sure you comment on any themes or ideas that you'd like to see in future videos. And also, since you made it this far, give us a like or hit that red subscribe button before you head out to take on the rest of your day. I hope to see you all in our next video, and let's keep sailing this giant sea together. Take care.